Hello everybody, Texas Deacon here. Thank you for joining me. Today's date is June 6, 2016. The title I've given to today's lesson is Law or Grace. What made me choose to do this particular lesson is that some of my friends seem to be getting too much into law. And that's just not good. Because if you get too much into law, that takes you away from grace and Jesus. The scripture readings are John 2, 1 to 10, and Romans 3, 20 to 21. This, by the way, is the same scripture that I used on my Mother's Day lesson. It's just an example how you can get more than one lesson out of one teaching. On the third day there was a wedding in Cana of Galilee, and the mother of Jesus was there. Now both Jesus and his disciples were invited to the wedding. And when they ran out of wine, the mother of Jesus said to him, "They have no wine." Jesus answered her, "Woman, what does this concern have to do with me? My hour has not yet come." His mother said to the servants, "Whatever he says to you, do it." Now there were set there 6 water pots of stone according to the manner of purification of the Jews, containing 20 or 30 gallons apiece. Jesus said to them being the servants, "Fill the water pots with water," and they filled them up to the brim. And he said to them, "Draw some out now and take it to the master of the feast." And they took it. When the master of the feast had tasted the water that was made wine, and did not know where it came from, but the servants who had drawn it knew, the master of the feast called the bridegroom. And he said to him, the bridegroom, "Every man at the beginning sets out the good wine, and when the guests have well drunk, then the inferior. You have kept the good wine until now." And then we're going to Romans 3, 20 and 21. "Therefore, by the deeds of the law, no flesh will be justified in God's sight. For by the law is the knowledge of sin. But now the righteousness of God apart from the law is revealed." The old wine in these scriptures that I read represents the law. The new wine represents Jesus Christ. Now, it says here by the old law, by the law. Let's read that one more time. "Therefore, by the deeds of the law was no flesh justified," or you could substitute the word saved, "in God's sight. For by the law is the knowledge of sin." Now, so many people today, they have a choice. Go by the grace that Jesus Christ offers, or they want to go by the old Jewish law. And it clearly says here that the law is not the way to go. And I believe personally that it's the devil that gets people into following the law too closely. Now, just because, now I teach the 10 Commandments, which is part of the law, and I taught them to hundreds of people. Now, does that make me a follower of the law? Well, yes, to a degree, but there's no saying, if you don't know where you come from, you don't know where you're going. The Old Testament and the law tells us where we were at one time, whereas Christ and grace tells us to where we're going in the future. Okay? choice is yours. Do you want to follow the law and destruction? Or do you want to follow Jesus in grace and have everlasting life? I and me and mine, we are going to go with Jesus and faith and grace. Now, in Galatians 3:24, therefore the law was our schoolmaster to bring us to Christ, that we might be justified by faith. And we'll read that one more time. Listen then. Therefore the law was our schoolmaster to bring us to Christ, that we might be justified by faith. That's the only way we have to go, people. We've got to be justified by our faith. Now, I know sometimes our faith is weak. You know, that one of the lessons in the Gospels where a man asked Christ to heal his son, and Christ asked him, do you have faith? Do you believe? He said, yes, Lord, I believe. Help my unbelief. Well, we're the same way. Sometimes we've just got to say, Lord, I need some more faith. And the faith will be provided. Until next time, keep the faith. May God continue to bless and forgive the United States of America. May God continue to bless the Republic of Texas, and may God continue to bless you and